Week 13, Monday Night Football. I got 3 player props here to help you find some profit for this Browns and Broncos matchup. Let's get into the plays. Pick number 1, Devon Vele, over 33.5 receiving yards. The rookie wide receivers had a pretty good opening campaign to start his NFL career. Had a couple of good games as well. Back-to-back performances with 65-plus receiving yards. He's coming off of a game with 9-plus targets. Josh Reynolds is questionable, so he could return for this one. But honestly, I think Vele has just earned a role here in this offense, and I think Troy Franklin is more likely to be booted from the wide receiver rotation if Reynolds does play. Like I mentioned, 9 targets last week. He has 5+ targets in each of his last 3 games now. And now he gets a matchup against the Browns, who are allowing the 4th most yards per target to opposing wide receivers. So give me the over here on Devon Vele. Pick number 2, David Njoku, over 45.5 receiving yards. I kind of sneakily like this spot here for Njoku. Obviously, when you're talking about the matchup against the Broncos, they have a very good defense, but more importantly, they have a good secondary. So I do think the receivers for the Browns are going to have their hands full with some of these corners, maybe forcing some more targets to the tight end here, David Njoku. The Broncos have allowed the 12th most receptions to opposing tight ends so far this season. Njoku has 5+ catches in all but 2 games this year as well. And with no Cedric Tillman for this game, I do think we could potentially see even more looks going David Njoku's way. Pick number 3, final play on the board. Give me the under on 56.5 rushing yards for Nick Chubb. Obviously, it's been great to see Nick Chubb return from that brutal-looking injury that he sustained last year, and he's had a couple good games in recent weeks, but I think the under is going to be the play here for a couple different reasons. First, the game script, right? Browns 6.5-point underdogs in this one, expecting them to be trailing, forced to throw quite a bit, not expecting to see a ton of volume here for Nick Chubb. Next up is the matchup. It's a very difficult spot here for Nick Chubb against the Broncos, who are allowing the 4th fewest yards per carry to opposing running backs. So when you combine a difficult game script and difficult matchup, not looking good. But when you bake in the lack of efficiency that Nick Chubb's also had in his return, it's just not looking pretty for Chubb in this one. He's averaging just over 3 yards per carry. He's been under this number in all but 1 game so far this season. That was last week when he had 20 carries. Not expecting that kind of volume, not expecting very good efficiency for Nick Chubb as well, unfortunately. So give me the under here on Nick Chubb. More picks like these, check out scoresnods.com and subscribe to the Scores Nods YouTube channel.